Hi students, today we are back with one more concept from understanding quadrilaterals. Okay, I hope you're doing well, and I hope your health is also good, and you should be in home and be safe. Okay, don't go out until unless it is necessary. So coming to the topic, yeah, the topic is from understanding quadrilaterals. It is the kinds of quadrilaterals. So, and you guys know the basic definition of quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? A quadrilateral is a closed figure which has more than three sides, right? A quadrilateral is a closed figure which has more than three sides. Correct. We discussed that in the last sessions. Okay. So today the topic is what are the different types of quadrilaterals? You know a quadrilateral mean which has more than three sides, but you don't know what are the types of quadrilaterals that we are going to discuss. So the first one is trapezium. See, trapezium is a quadrilateral. Trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. You have to focus, and you have to concentrate more on this topics because you should know basically how the trapezium on what basis. See, usually trapezium has more than three sides. That is the first basic concept you have to understand. So first trapezium is a quadrilateral, and in that it has a different property. Correct. So types of quadrilateral, kinds of quadrilateral mean they all are quadrilateral with different distinct or different properties. So for the trapezium, the property which what is the property which trapezium has is trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. It will be having parallel sides, not equal sides. Remember this and this. In this case, if you see, these are called trapeziums. These two, because in this there are two parallel sides. See, this and this are parallel. Remember, these two are unparalleled, not parallel. So only one pair. Remember, only a pair, not two pairs. If two pairs are there, parallel sides are there, then that is not a trapezium. Trapezium is a closed figure and a quadrilateral which has only one pair of parallel sides. Okay, one pair only parallel sides should be there, not more than one pair. In this case also, these two are there. And here you check, these are non-trapeziums. Why? Because in these sides, any pair you take, this side are not parallel, this side are not parallel, this side are not parallel, and this is not exactly parallel. If you observe, parallel means they should be like this. See, parallel lines, how can you say the two lines are parallel? If they are exactly parallel in the sense, they should not have any angle between them. See, they don't make any angle. Imagine if you have two lines like this, are they parallel? No, they are not parallel because if you join two, definitely you're able to get some angle. And remember one thing, two parallel lines, they never intersect. So definitely, if you keep on writing the lines parallelly, this board it will go on. Correct? So always remember, parallel lines never intersect. Similarly, parallel in the sense they should not make any angle and they should never intersect. So this possible only with these two sides. These two are not parallel and these two are parallel, whereas these two sides are parallel. So basically, these two we can consider as trapezium. Whether this cannot be trapezium because it does not have any pair of parallel sides. Again, I'll explain you. So, and quadrilateral is a closed figure with more than three sides, correct? A quadrilateral is a closed figure with which will have more than three sides. So, and first type of a quadrilateral is trapezium. Trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. Remember, pair of parallel sides, not equal sides. That you have to remember. So, we have some figures here. Pair of parallel sides in the sense, if you look at this first figure, in this two parallel sides are there and these two sides are parallel, whereas these two sides are unparalleled. So it has only one pair of parallel sides. Then we can say this as trapezium. And in this case, if you see, here we have these two sides are parallel. This pair is parallel, whereas these two sides are unparallel. So this can also be considered as trapezium. And these two are not trapeziums or non-trapeziums. Or you can say, okay, not trapeziums. That is, I think, better word to say. Not trapeziums. These are trapeziums. Okay, because in this, again, if you see, no sides are parallel. Correct? There are in different. See, these two sides, definitely they are not parallel. These two sides are also not exactly parallel. So, and in this case also, if you observe, these two sides and these two sides, no opposite sides are parallel in this. Okay? Understood? So, we can call a trapezium is a quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides. Okay? And if you write in geometrical way, you can write like this ABCD. So, you can write AB parallel to CD. Correct? AB is parallel to CD. Therefore, this we can call it as opposite, sorry, pair of sides parallel. Pair of sides parallel. So, this you can say, or this you can conclude as a trapezium. Okay? Next. Moving to the next concept or next type, kite. See, kite is also a kind of, kite is a quadrilateral, but it has four sides, correct? Kite is a quadrilateral, definitely quadrilateral should have more than three sides. So, kite is one kind of quadrilateral which has four sides, and there are two distinct consecutive pairs of equivalent. It means, here if you consider, or you can, consecutive means next. For example, A, B, C, D. If I consider this kite as, the name of the kite is ABCD, it means according to this property, AB should be equal to AD and BC should be equal to CD. Correct? This property should satisfy. Means consecutive. There are two kind of things in the geometry. Consecutive means, you might be knowing that word. Consecutive means next. 2 and 3. 2, 3 are consecutive numbers. But 2 and 4 are not consecutive numbers. After 2, you will get the number 3. So that 3 is the consecutive number. For 3, 4 is the consecutive number. For 4, 5 is the consecutive number. What is the next number? Next. That will be considered as consecutive. So AB and AD, these are the consecutive pairs. So they should be equal. And here, what is the consecutive pair? BC and CD. BC should be equal to CD. These are the consecutive. So AB should be equal to AD and BC should be equal to CD. Then we can say that this is a kite. Next. Here also, if you look at that, same kind of, if you write ABCD, same property here also applicable. AB is equal to AD and CD is equal to BC. Remember, only consecutive, and don't get confused. If AB and CD are equal, then it is not a kite. And BC and AD are equal, then it is not a kite, because they are opposite sides. They are not consecutive sides. Okay? Opposite sides, they are not consecutive. In kite, remember, it is just like a kite. You might have, for Sankranti festival, you just, do the kite festival. I don't know how many of you remember. See, exactly if you look at this, the kite construction, how do you construct it? Construct in the sense, how do you make, how do you make a kite? You should have certain dimensions, right? However you want, you cannot make. You should make in the same way. This two lengths should be equal, and this two lengths, whatever you put, you might use, like a, what is it? Different, but you should, different kind of things you might use. You use plastic, like plastic threads, or not plastic thread, or plastic pipe, or, broomstick, what is it? Some people, in villages, you might have seen that they will use some, broomsticks. They will be having one separate, what is it, kind of thing. In broomstick, we have different bristles kind of thing, right? You will take one out, okay, and that they will make of equal length. This two should be equal, and this again, this two should be equal, and they will join, and then they will put one plastic paper or whatever it is, just paper also. So this is how you make, like you construct a kite. So why I'm explaining you that, because who knows, most of the people knows how do a kite fly, correct? How do you make a kite? So depends on that, because why I'm giving that example, you can easily understand if I give an example to you, if I give that kind of example. So that's the reason, the same kind of construction here also. You remember that kite, this kite is also same. It is a geometrical figure. There also we follow the same rules. So these two sides should be equal, whereas these two sides should be equal. Opposite sides should not be equal. If opposite sides are equal, it will become some other kind of, like quadrilateral, correct? So one thing you have to understand, a kite has how many sides? 4 sides, and consecutive pairs should be equal, not opposite sides. Consecutive pairs should be equal, not opposite sides. So these are kites. These two are kites. And this coming to this two, here if you see, why this is not a kite? One thing you understand, you name it, I think you can easily understand if you name. A, B, C, D, E. Correct? How many sides it has? Definitely 4. Sorry, 4 plus 1. Correct? We have one more side here. ED. Correct? AB is one side, BC is another side, AE is BC. You can observe that figure and this figure. Everything is same. Correct? Even this AB and BC, this consecutive pair is equal. And again, this consecutive pair is equal. Not exactly consecutive, but one thing you understand, there is one more side which is ED. But your kite should have only 4 sides, not more than 4. But in this figure, we have 5 sides. It is not a kite. And coming to the next one, they, instead of consecutive sides, opposite sides are equal. It means A, B, C, D, A, D and DC are not equal. And AB is not equal to BC. But AB is equal to, not equal to, actually you can say it as parallel, not parallel, not parallel. Okay? Fine, you can just write it here once again. AD is non-parallel to DC. Similarly, AB is non-parallel to BC, but AB is parallel to CD or DC, and AD is parallel to BC. This parallelism is it, but what exactly the difference from this properties? Opposite sides are parallel, whereas consecutive sides are not parallel. Correct? Understood? And also remember, equal. It is not only parallel, definitely. We should have an equal length. Even here, they don't have the equal length. So AD is AD length and DC length, if you compare, they are not equal. Similarly, with AB and BC, they are not equal. So definitely, this two comes under non-kites or not kites. These two are not kites. So what you have to understand, a kite has 4 sides, and there are 2 distinct consecutive pairs of equal length. It means you will be having 2 consecutive pairs. Distinct, what is it? Distinct in the sense different pairs. Okay, this is and this and this and this. 2 different pairs are there. So that's the reason. Don't get confused with the word distinct. Distinct means different. So AB and AD and BC and CD, both the pairs are different. That's the reason they told like that. So AB should be equal to AD and BC should be equal to CD. Remember, consecutive means this and this only, not this. Immediately, A to B, B to A to B and A to D. Okay, immediate next side, not exactly the other side. You cannot take AD and BC, as I said. Okay, so this is basically kite mean. Okay, remember, a kite has 4 sides and the consecutive pairs should be equal in length, not parallel. Also remember, they should be equal in length. Okay, coming to the next parallel, what is it? Quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram. In a parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. This again you have to understand here. Opposite sides are parallel, and also in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Remember this also. Okay, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel as well as opposite sides are equal. It means AB, the side AB is parallel to the side CD. Similarly, AD is parallel to BC as well as the length AB is equal to CD as well as AD is equal to BC also. Even their lengths are also equal and they are parallel. And opposite angles means angle A should be equal to angle C. I written here. Angle A should be equal to angle C and angle B should be equal to angle D. So if all these properties or all this whatever the conditions or properties satisfied, then we can say that the given quadrilateral is a parallelogram. If any one of these conditions does not satisfy or it's not able to satisfy, then definitely it is not considered as a parallelogram. Okay. So what is the condition? You have to understand a parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel, as well as in parallelogram opposite sides are equal, and even opposite angles are also equal. You can write here in parallelogram opposite angles are equal. I'll just write it. This is also one more property you should remember. Okay, in parallelogram, opposite angles are also equal. Okay, yeah, a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal as well as opposite angles are equal. Then only it is considered as parallelogram, as we said. In this, if you see here also, opposite sides are equal. Correct. First, they are parallel and they are equal, and opposite angles should be equal and opposite angles. So these two we can consider as parallelograms. And those the other two you see here, obviously these two only parallel, these two are non-parallel, correct? First pair is parallel, opposite sides are parallel, but the other opposite sides are not parallel. So then that is not a parallelogram, right? This is not a parallelogram, They are not parallelograms. In this case, you see, this side and this side are parallel, and this side are not exactly parallel. Okay, so that is also not a parallelogram. So what we have to understand, what you understood from this, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel and equal, as well as opposite angles also equal. If all these properties satisfied, then we can say that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Okay, so these are the three different like quadrilaterals which we explained. I hope you understood. Okay, this explanation, and we are going to do one sum based on the parallelograms. So let me. The sum is find the perimeter of the parallelogram. Okay, I'll write it. Find the perimeter of the parallelogram. PQRS. So the parallelogram PQRS. Okay, I'll just draw that. And length is given as 12 centimeters and 7 centimeters. Okay. So, first you have to understand what do you mean by perimeter. All of you know perimeter is nothing but length of the boundary. Okay, perimeter is nothing but length of the boundary of the figure. It may be anything. Remember, perimeter is nothing but length of the boundary. What do you mean by boundary? Don't get confused. Boundary is nothing but length of all the sides. For example, your house. What is your house? Perimeter means if, for example, you have a compound wall. Imagine that fully you put like compound is not only one part of your house. Just like if your house is like this, you just put the compound like this. Correct? And you have a gate here. Imagine like that. Just an example I give. So if you measure this compound length, okay, that will give you the perimeter. It means what basically I'm trying to say, if you measure the length of the house, for example, I'll go with an easy method. This house is there, right? This is your house. AB is one side, CD is one side. Imagine that. Okay, this length is 2, this length is 2, this length is 2. What is the perimeter of your house? 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus. All four sides you add. You will get the perimeter of your house. That's all. It is nothing but, perimeter is nothing but length of, or the, like addition of all the sides. Okay, it is very simple sum. To make you understand, I have taken this sum. So given length PQ is 12 centimeters and QR is 7 centimeters. And he didn't give PS length and SR length. Correct? And as we know, just now we discussed, opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Then if that is the case, can we write PQ is equal to RS, because this property is opposite sides of a parallelogram. Okay, opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So that is the reason they are equal. Similarly, we can write PS is equal to QR. I'll put ditto mark, means same property. You guys don't put ditto mark, you have to write it. Okay, it means same property we are applying there also. It means what? RS is also 7 centimeters, 12 centimeters, and your PS is also 7 centimeters. Correct? So opposite sides we got equal. Correct. So we have to find the perimeter. Now let me remove this. So what will be the perimeter now? You just add all the sides. Correct. You're going to add all the sides. So perimeter of the parallelogram PQRS is or equal to, okay, add all the sides. What are the sides they have? PQ plus QR plus SR plus PS or SP. Okay, so 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7. So how much you will get? 24 plus 14, which is 38 centimeter. Okay, that is the answer. It's very simple. What we did, we just added all the sides. And we use the property that opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So obviously PQ and SR are equal and PS and QR are equal. Just we use that property. Okay, let me explain this once again. Find the perimeter of the parallelogram PQRS. So what is given? Solution. Given PQ is equal to 12 centimeters. It is there in the sum itself. They only given. And QR they are given it as 7 centimeters. And PQ should be equal to RS. Why? Because just now we studied the properties of parallelogram. What is that? Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So PQ is equal to RS. Similarly, PS is equal to QR. Okay? Same property, opposite sides of a parallelogram. So can we write RS is equal to 12 centimeters and PS is equal to 7 centimeters? Because same length they are having. So now they are finding the perimeter of the parallelogram. What is the formula for the perimeter? It is not only for the parallelogram, for any closed figure, perimeter is nothing but sum of all the sides. Remember, if you add all the sides length, this for parallelogram, that's the reason we are adding all the sides of a parallelogram. If it is some other different, for example, trapezium, same. You just take the length of all the sides of the trapezium, add all the sides, you will get the perimeter of the trapezium. So just we added all the sides of a parallelogram. What we will get? 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7, which is 19 plus 19, which is 38. So that is how you have to find the perimeter of the parallelogram. I hope you understood. Okay. And please comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Support us. Thank you very much. Have a great day.